Hello and welcome to the first official video of coin collecting with Erik. In this video, we will be learning about the history of the penny, 1793 to present. Fugio cent, 1787. The Fugio cent was designed by Benjamin Franklin. The reverse of the coin has 13 interlocking chains, representing the original 13 colonies, being the first U.S. coin ever produced. This coin was struck in copper and had the size and weight of a modern-day half-dollar piece. The next coin will not be until 1793, when the Coinage Act of 1792 would allow the U.S. to produce coinage of various denominations. This act allowed the coinage of half cent, half dime, quarter, half dollar, quarter eagle, dollar, half eagle, and the eagle. Flowing hair penny, minted in 1793. The reverse of the coin has 15 interlocking chains, representing the 15 states and continuing the design of the reverse of the Fugio cent. This design was unpopular and only minted in 1793 because Lady Liberty's hair was not tame, and some even thought the chains represented slavery. Liberty Cat penny, minted from late 1793 to 1796. In late 1793, the U.S. Mint switched the design over to the Liberty Cat penny. It was designed by Joseph Wright. The Liberty Cat penny featured a wreath on the back and was proven more popular. Draped bust cent, minted from 1797 to 1808. The draped bust cent was the first large cent to last more than a decade in the mints. It was designed by Robert Scott. In late 1808, the classic had emerged after the U.S. Mint got a new director, which directed to redesign all current circulating coinage. Classic head cent, minted from 1808 to 1814. This coin was designed by John Reich. The coin featured a new metal mixture that made the coin soft and vulnerable to wear. In 1815, no cents were made due to a shortage in copper planchets. Impossible coin, minted from nowhere to nothing. The War of 1812 caused the planchets to stop coming in from England. Coronet cent, minted from 1816 to 1839. This coin was designed by Robert Scott. It was the longest running large cent ever with a span of 23 years. Braided hair cent, minted from 1839 to 1857. This design was the last to be in a large cent until the small cent emerged with a new sign, design, and composition. The only differences of the design throughout the minting was the enlargement of the portrait. After copper prices began to rise, and people were always complaining about the size of the large cent, they smalled the cent to its current size. Size comparison. Flying Eagle cent, minted from 1856 to 1858. This coin was designed by James Longacre. This coin had a mixture of 88% copper and 12% nickel. It also had a diameter of 19 millimeters, which is similar to today's modern cent. The eagle on this coin is meant to represent Peter the Eagle, a pet of the mint workers in the 1930s. This bird was stuffed and remains on display at the Philadelphia Mint to this day. Indian head cent, minted from 1859 to 1909. This coin was also designed by James Longacre. This new design resulted in less die breakage. Though the reverse was changed in 1960 from a laurel to an oak wreath, most other factors remained the same. Also, in 1864, they switched the coin's composition to 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc because of a shortage in precious metals such as nickel, gold, and silver. Lincoln wheat cent, minted from 1909 to 1958. This coin was designed by Victor David Brenner. This coin featured wheat stalks on the reverse and Lincoln's portrait on the obverse. The most famous variation was in 1909, when half of the coins minted had VDB on the reverse. Also, in 1943, all pennies were made of steel, because copper was needed for the war. The wheat cent design remained until the mints, until the memorial back replaced it in 1959. Lincoln steel wheat cent, minted in 1943. Lincoln Memorial Cent, minted from 1959 to 2008. This coin was designed by Frank Gasborough. All pennies dated in 1964 were produced until the end of 1965, and all pennies with the date of 1965 were all made in 1966. Also, in 1968, mint marks returned to the penny, along with the resumption of San Francisco Mint making pennies for circulation. This would continue until 1974, when the production was halted. Finally, in 1982, they switched the Lincoln cent over to a composition of 5% copper and 95% zinc. That composition remains to this day. Lincoln Bicentennial cents, minted in 2009. The 2009 Lincoln cent was made to honor the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. It was struck in 4 designs. This is the birth and early childhood design. It featured a log cabin in Kentucky. It was designed by Richard Masters. This is the formative years design. This design features a young Lincoln while taking a break from rail splitting in Indiana. It was designed by Charles Vickers. This is the professional life design. It features Lincoln as a young lawyer, standing before the Springfield, Illinois State Capitol. It was designed by Joel Iskowitz. This is the presidency design. It featured the Capitol dome half completed. It was designed by Susan Gamble. Lincoln Shield cent, minted from 2010 to present. This coin was designed by Lionel Bass. In 2017, all Philadelphia minted pennies were struck with the P mark for the first time to mark the 225th anniversary of the Philadelphia Mint. In 2018, the P no longer to be on the penny and returned to its original state. Don't forget to check out Quinn's Coins. They do awesome videos about coin roll hunting, metal detecting, and just give very interesting coins along the way. They just started the official Quinn's Coins podcast. Don't forget to not smash the subscribe or like button. It might break your phone. Just lightly tap it so you can continue watching this channel.